Welcome back, everybody. This is the Uncharted Vapor, and today I'm bringing you a review on a product that I picked up for the purposes of review. Now, the product that we're going to be talking about is one of their newer products. It's been out for a little while, but hey, took me a little time, picked it up, and that is the PAGEE Pod by Nevoks. So with that, we're going to dive down low, show you what comes inside the box, go over it, and then bring it back up on top, give you my final thoughts, pros, cons, and go from there. So I'll see you guys down below. Alright, so here we are down low with the Nevoks PAGEE. So on the back side, let's get a quick freeze frame. Alright, so here we are. Let's go ahead and open it up. Bring it down a little bit for you. Quick and easy tab. That's nice. Tear away. Alright, so on the side, explore the limit, Nevoks, adjustable airflow system, SPL coil technology, NX chip, accurate and safe, Type-C fast charging, Nevoks, serial number, PAGEE, black. This is the black carbon fiber edition. Scratch and sniff for authenticity with the barcode scanner. So inside the package, which way does it want to come out? There we go. Alright, so as you open it, wow, look. Not bad looking. Looks pretty nice. Definitely can tell that it's not real carbon fiber. PAGEE, their pod. Okay. Magnetic pod to hold it on. Buttons on top. Fire button on the side. Airflow adjustment. And tells you on the bottom, made in China, 950 mAh. Let's see. So let's go ahead and open up the airflow. There we go. Wide open. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So 30 watts is what it says right now. Single button operation. We've seen this on other devices. From 30 round robins back over to, let's see here, 5 watts. So 5 to 30 watts. It's fully charged, so it says. Okay. So we'll put our pod back on. Nothing is inside right now. Hit the fire device. No atomizer. Good. So inside the package. The way just to tear open everything, right? Type-C charger cable. Warranty card if you want to try. Good luck. 1 coil. Pod kit user manual, how to use it. And their other coil. That's all that comes into this, so take all that, set it to the side. We don't need it. So you're going to get the 1 ohm coil, which is good 10 to 13 watts. The SPL 10 mesh. And then their 0.6 ohm coil, which is good for unknown wattage. Let's just open it up. Up to 25 watts. So leaves you a 5 watt room adjustment. 0.6 ohm coil is what I'm gonna go with today. Just because of the wattage I like to run. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use some, let's bring this back out some. Right there. Some Burnout Hybrid. I've been using this stuff for a while. Shout out to Annette Mejia. How many bottles have I gone through this? I don't know, but I just can't get enough. It's a hybrid, so it's a 25 mg, 50% salt, 50% freebase, and we're going to prime the coil. Okay, so your juice fills on the side right here. That's nice. Just turn it off to the side. Nice wide open area to fill your coil or your pod. Fill it up, turn it over, put it down, and there it is. Now with that, I'm gonna let this set for a couple minutes. Let's see, picked up 22 watts. 0.6 ohm coil. So it actually, let's see if I can get that to focus. Right there, 0.6 ohms. And it immediately went to 22 watts. So with that, it will cut you off at 25 watts. So that is the Page. There is no other menus on this. I do know that for a fact. So it's a very basic pod, very slim pod, lightweight. The only thing I think of is with a pod like this, you have this, but you have other pods that are slimmer with around the exact same battery life. The Caliburn G, the Vaporesso Aeros, and the Nevoks. And then you have the Feeling Pod, which runs the SPL coil as well. Those are some comparisons just to show you that, you know, for what some say is really tiny, this is longer but thinner. Okay, does the same thing. Adjustable airflow in the back as well on this one, as opposed to the Caliburn. It's not. You just flip the pod around to adjust your draw. Here you have to come down here and use your fingernail if you have any. On the very bottom, you have to come down here on the bottom. Let's focus that. There we go. To adjust it. So at the size of this, it should have been at least 1,000 mAh. That's my opinion. Easy. 1,000 mAh. They could have done it inside of this pod, and it would have added nothing, and it would have been really good. The PAL GX from Artery is smaller than this in size here, just a little bit thicker, but it's 1,000 mAh. So I think the only other difference was it's a pod versus a replaceable cartridge versus a coil replacement. And this here, yes, you can adjust, or not adjust, but put your own 510 on if you want to, and that's it. But those are just some pros, you know, some differences between the different systems out there. But with that, I mean, it is a nice one. So let's take this, bring it back up on top, and let's talk about it that way. So I'll see you guys back up on top. All right, everybody, welcome back. So here we are down, or back up on top, excuse me. I need to learn which way we're going. With the newer pod device by Nevoks called the Page. So with that, I'm going to give you some pros and cons, and the reason why I'm going to give you pros and cons on my feelings on this is a couple. One, massive airflow with airflow dial on the bottom. So I've had to turn the airflow all the way down because wide open, here's what it does. Too much air. It cuts down the flavor and it eliminates a lot of flavor. So to go in, just turn it back. And here we go, and I'm going to turn it down, keep going, so about right there. That's a good draw right there. Gives me a bit more of a throat hit off of the hybrid, but the flavor tremendously picks up. I'll give Nevoks, the SPL coils are very good. But the cons on this, so draw activation, button activation. So you turn the button around. Here's a con. If you try to fire it, if you're used to thumb firing something, you're going to cover the airflow. So you have to turn it around and use your pointer finger to do it, so that way the airflow stays underneath here. So it's a subjective con. Not saying it's bad or not, but I'm going to take it's going to lose at least a half a point for that, because it is a subjective con and it's based off the user itself. Okay. This is just for my review and my subjective thoughts. Next 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. It says MO. So there's the fire button. Nothing to draw. Fire button. Fire button works. 1, 2, 3. That turns back off. Now, safety feature has been reversed. That should have turned off the fire button not the auto draw. Okay. MO, I think, stands for mouth operation. It's the only thing I could think of. Use your mouth to pull on it, you know. But still, very nice device. It is aesthetically pleasing. It is small. It is light. It's compact. 50 miles short of that of what I talked about down below, the PAGEE GX, which houses a 1000 mAh. The difference between the two, one has a screen, one doesn't. So you control the power, you can't on this. So there you go. Well, actually you can by button clicks. It's 3 clicks and it goes through 3 different cycles. So you have 3 increments. But on this here, you can adjust it by the button on top. It's a single button operation as well. We've seen in other devices as well. So other than that, it does have a safety cutoff per coil. So if you take a 1 ohm coil and put it in, it's going to cut off at 15 or 13 watts or 15 watts, something like that. And then the 0.6 ohm coil will cut off. Now, as you guys have seen, this has been a one-take video. I have not tested this device out for an extended period of time. Reason being, I wanted to change this up. I wanted to do it the way a user would do it. They would go to the store, pick it up, buy it, and then put juice in it, fill it up, and rock and roll. Well, I did the same. So you could see it in person. Now, luckily, I didn't have some of the problems that I've seen with some of these, which was shorting of the 0.6 ohm coil. Mine's not doing it. But then again, the con I showed, I don't show it yet, but it's a 510 drip tip. It's a 2-piece drip tip. So now I have to somehow dig this drip tip out that's probably, which is housed with O-rings, if I want to replace it. So I can run the risk of damaging either the cartridge or the base that goes to this drip tip, or just leave the drip tip alone. Most will say, oh, leave the drip tip alone. Well, what if I want to change it up? They make a drip tip from Mission that are very small that you can put on here and put inserts in to drop down the airflow even more. For those people who want a true MTL experience or similar, to cut that airflow that's on here down, it could fit on here. So it's just things that you can do with this pod that, you know, would have been great had this drip tip not had broke the way it did. But other than that, flavor, pro. Size, pro. Lightweight, pro. Type-C charging, pro. The coils, pro. SPL coils have been out for the Vigo 80, and the Nevoks Feeling Pod. Those 3 that I know of for sure have been amazing. The coils last, especially this, just the same juice I use in those, for an extensive amount of time. I love the SPL coil. Hands down, I'll give it to them. I usually run a run-on, but because I know of the cutoff, I chose to go with the 0.6 ohm coil. So that way I could run the wattage that I'm normally at, 19 to 25 watts, or 19 to 20 watts normally. So there's that. Other subjective con to me personally is the airflow. It's extreme for the size of pod and power that you're going to be putting through this. It is geared for restricted direct lung, mouth to lung, they try to say, but it's not a mouth to lung unless you close all the airflow off and then hope that you get something through. But that's just my opinion, okay? But other than that, it's a good device, okay? There's some minor cons to it that could be fixed, but other than that, I'm going to give it to them that they did a good job on it. It is lightweight, handy, and compact. I may pick up another one for a giveaway just because I think it is worth picking up a second one to give away. I'm going to shout out Vape Gods, where I picked this one up because I wanted the black carbon, and I got one. And I like it. I'm not going to lie. It gives me the same flavor that my Feeling Pod gives. The Feeling Pod's a little bit more restrictive, so there's that. And this still works really good and has a decent amount of juice capacity, 2.2 mils. So with that, guys, overall rating to me personally, I'm going to give this around a 7, maybe a 7.5 overall rating. So with that, If you guys are looking for one, this is a good pod to pick up. So till next time, I'll catch you guys on the next review.